the Story Vault presents The Crossings of the Stormraven. The Stormraven plowed through the dark waves, her oaken hull cutting the sea like a blade through flesh. Her dragon-headed prow, carved with skill and fury, glared ahead, daring anything or anyone to stand in her way. Rows of shields hung along her sides, each one painted with the mark of its warrior. And upon her deck, under a steel-gray sky, sat the warriors bound for blood and glory. Thorkell, muttering to himself in a voice like gravel, "There's a storm brewing." The sea tastes of omen and blood. Bjorn Ironhide overhears him and chuckles, his rough voice echoing over the ship. Bjorn's hands grip the oar like it owes him a debt, his eyes wild with the thrill of the raid. Bah! "You see omens everywhere, Thorkell." "The only blood I'll taste will be spilling from my axe when we reach that shore." Across from Bjorn sits Kara the Shieldmaiden, calmly sharpening her spear. Her gaze is steady, her green eyes watchful. Kara, quietly with a slight smirk. "Better hope those omens aren't whispering to us, Ironhide. Some enemies lie beneath the waves." At the front of the ship, young Sigurd, known as the Dreamer, listens to their banter with wide eyes. He clutches his amulet, carved from driftwood, fingers tracing its grooves for comfort. "Sigurd, I saw something in a dream last night. Mist covering the ship. A chill that froze our breath. Erik the Silent, a stoic warrior cloaked in a black wolf pelt, turns to Sigurd with a hard gaze but says nothing. His silence is a language of its own. Erik, glancing briefly to Thorkell, who nods knowingly. Sigurd's words fell like stones into the tense silence. Each man, hardened and scarred, was brave enough to face death, but the unknown? That chilled even the stoutest heart. Thorkell, raising his voice, commanding, "Hold steady, men. Keep your eyes forward. Do not let the mist deceive you." The ship glides into the fog, its outlines blurring as the mist thickens. The air becomes cold, carrying strange whispers as if voices from long-forgotten battles rise to greet them. Sigurd shivers, his knuckles white around the oar. Sigurd, in a trembling voice, "Do you hear them? The voices, like spirits from the old tales." Bjorn, yelling, trying to keep the fear at bay. "Ah! Nothing but the trick of the wind! Ghosts don't row a ship, nor do they bleed when you cut them!" Kara meets Bjorn's eyes, but her silence says more than words. She senses something too. Thorkell holds his gaze firmly on the prow, his eyes hard. Minutes felt like hours as the Stormraven pressed on, the warriors clenching their teeth, their breaths fogging in the eerie cold. Each man wrestled with his own doubts, his own fears. Would they reach their destination or be lost to the mist? After a tense silence, the mist begins to lift, revealing calm seas and a clear sky ahead. The crew lets out a collective sigh of relief, laughing uneasily, glad to be out of the fog's grasp. Bjorn slaps his oar, grinning widely. Bjorn, laughing. "Ha ha ha ha! See? Nothing but the North Sea's tricks. The gods wouldn't dare keep the Stormraven from her glory." Sigurd, still pale, glances at Thorkell with a look of quiet awe. Sigurd, softly, as if confessing. "I saw this. The mist, the chill. I dreamt it all." Thorkell gives him a knowing nod, his gaze as unyielding as the sea. Thorkell, gravely. "Keep those dreams close, Sigurd. Not every vision is a warning, but every warning is worth heeding." The men sit in silence, the weight of Thorkell's words settling over them. The mist may have passed, but each warrior feels it lingering in their mind, a reminder of the forces beyond their understanding. And as the Stormraven sailed forward, Her warriors hardened and scarred. They knew that even on the sea, there were battles that could not be fought with axes alone. For some foes lay in wait not on distant shores, but in the shadows and whispers that danced upon the waves. The warriors pull at their oars, each one glancing now and then at the horizon, wondering what else the journey might reveal.